Welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are listening to the band Weezer. The song is The Greatest Man That Ever Lived. Here we go.
You try to play cool like you just don't care, but soon I'll be playing in your underwear. I'm like a mage with a magic spell. You come like a dog when I ring your bell. I got the money and I got the fame. You got the hots to ride on my plane. You're giving me all that I desire, 'cause down with me I'm taking you high. I'm the baddest of the bad. I'm the best that you've ever had. I'm the tops, I'm the thing. All the girls get up when I sing, yeah. I'm the meanest in the place. Step up, I'll mess with your face. I don't care where you are, look up and follow the star. Oh, I'm gonna tear down the wall.
I have to stop this. This is, I think, very clever. So much is happening in the beginning here, but I am most intrigued with their choice to use the melody of Simple Gifts and what I would consider the irony of it, given the text of the song. I'm gonna skip the clapping at the beginning. Maybe not. Okay. Firstly, beautiful piano playing. I love this song. I think anyone who lives in the States and was in choir in school probably sang this at least once in their lifetime. And it's a beautiful melody. I was not expecting what was coming next after hearing that. So that was very interesting.
You try to play cool like you just don't care, but soon I'll be playing in your underwear. I'm like a mage with a magic spell. You come like a dog when I ring your bell.
I don't even know what to call this. It's definitely spoken. There's a laziness to it, and yet not, because the cutoffs of these words are very sharp. But it feels like it just kind of, the words are falling a little bit.
Mage with the magic spell, you come like
magic spell. Like it, there's enough tone that you can sort of grasp onto something, but again, it's very spoken.
a dog when I ring your bell. I got the money and I got the fame. You got the hots to ride on my plane. You giving me all that I desire, 'cause down with me I'm taking you high. I'm the baddest of the bad. I'm the best that you've ever had. I'm the
Again, still spoken, but very different. The first, like I said, it had this kind of lazy quality to it. There was a broadness in the sound, and this feels much edgier. It sounds harsher, and I would have to see this performed live. It sounds to me like that first section was one voice and maybe some sort of effect was added, but now it sounds like that first voice with an additional voicing being added here.
Pops,
Like, ooh, I love poetry, and I love anytime a song sort of goes beyond the lyrics, I guess is the best way to say it. Like, so what they just did with Step Up and really like over articulating, but connecting the two. Okay, so I thought we were entering something more falsetto. We're not. This is a beautiful example. I don't know that we get to hear this very often, where one starts in something that's more head voice, but then transitions into a mix. I would maybe even argue that first tone is a very head dominant mix. I'm gonna listen one more time and then I'll explain myself. It's so closely related to when he sings I'm gonna, and that gives me the impression that there's a bit of tension in that first sound and a bit more weight in that first sound that's enabling him to quickly shift into something that does sound more chest dominant. Down the wall. I may not be here when you call, so best be giving me your all. There's so much happening. Let me play that again. So we got that flip into something more head dominant, and then we got this beautiful head voice plus the harmonies. So best be giving me your all. I didn't mention it the first time I heard it, the word wall. We got some really beautiful vibrato on that. Here, I like to point this out for the singers in the room. Listen to this ending all sound and how much L is involved. Ooh, I need to go back further. That L was present pretty much throughout that entire word. And that's not a bad thing. But when you are in a place in your range where maybe you're having some difficulties maneuvering registers, especially if we're thinking in mixed voice and above, the quickest way to resolve said difficulties is to really be consistent with the shaping of your vocal tract. There are a lot of other variables, of course, but when you have the word like all, I always say L's and R's in the English language can be super frustrating for singers. And then add to that potentially a person's pronunciation and speaking habits, that might even amplify that frustration because they really do color the vowel before them so much. As soon as I say the word all, my tongue is already shifting. Same with the word R, my tongue is shifting. And as my tongue shifts, that in turn is changing the shape of the vocal tract. So if you have the word all, say ah or ah, depending on your pronunciation, for as long as you can, just a pure ah vowel, and then add the L at the end. Same with the word R. R. If you can stay on one singular vowel sound for a longer period of time, it tends to make things a little easier. Let me back it up a smidge. This is brilliant. So we return to that lovely Simple Gifts theme, very different text. I do love the choral sound they created there with the percussion. Let me back it up a little bit to get this transition. Many transitions. We got a solid section of just beautiful head voice singing and then instant shift. That there are elements of like punk and alt style in their singing throughout, but some sections feel it feels very dominant, and this section we just entered is one of those. Oh my gosh. We had these great sort of textured harmonies. Maybe not harmonies. I feel like one voice was very textured and then the other was almost spoken. Very like harsh. And then to go into this almost like swing beat. It's so different. I don't even know what to think anymore. 6 minutes. Like, they put so much into just 6 minutes. I feel like I just need to sit with my thoughts for a little bit, but there's no time. We're going back. Let me back it up a little bit more. I love how clean these harmonies are. They feel... There's kind of like a wholesome quality to this section. It's probably the worst word I could have possibly chosen because I know how subjective that idea is, but I don't know, it's kind of just, there's a simplicity in it, not a lot of dimension harmonically or melodically or even musically. It's got just something that feels very familiar and very comforting, but it's one tiny section, of course, in this huge piece that goes through so much variation that it's kind of nice to have something that just feels simple. I love the phrasing. Whenever they are breathing, perhaps in the studio, I can't hear it, so it just feels like this one gorgeous, consistent line. I also appreciate that they easily could have just repeated the same melody, and they didn't. They put just a slight variation on it, and it makes it that much more interesting.
Somebody said all the world's a stage and each of us is a player. That's what I've been trying to tell you. In Act 1, I was struggling to survive. Nobody wanted my action dead or alive. Act 2, I hit the big time and bodies be all up on my behind. And I can't help myself because I was born to shine. If you don't like it, you can shove it. If you don't like it, you love it. So I'll be up here in a rage till they bring the curtain down on the stage.
Brilliant. Isn't it? I find it so funny that my first thought went to choral experiences, and they've incorporated so much of that in here, and beautifully. I mean, I don't know if they had other singers involved, if they were doing this themselves, but it's really both stunning and interesting. It's not just the typical choral harmonies. I love that the majority of it was in head voice, straight tone. It's just so good. I am the greatest man that ever lived. I was born to give and give and give. I am the greatest man that ever lived. I have nothing more to say. I think that was absolutely brilliant, and I will be listening to it again, and more of Weezer. Wow. I just am blown away that they were able to incorporate so much musically, lyrically, vocally in one song the way they just did, and make it all fit so well together. I just marvel when someone has so much creativity and executes it so beautifully. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching with me, and hopefully I will see you next time.